He's partnering with Pfizer on It's Got Yours campaign. That's what they're calling it. It's Got Yours campaign. John Legend joins us to discuss so many things, but let's start with the COVID, what you're doing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? I'm just glad to be serenaded by you this morning.
Yes, you are welcome. I don't even charge you. But, you know, so many people are still hesitant. They're still afraid, or they say, look, I've had all the COVID shots I'm going to have. I'm done. I'm done and done. I'm scheduled to get mine next week, my updated one. Why is this so important to you? What's your message?
Well, I think it's great for my family. I believe in making sure everyone in my family is protected. And, you know, the thing about the virus is it changes, it mutates. And so it's good to have vaccines that are updated. And I think what's going to happen in the future is we're going to have updates every year, just like we get a flu shot every year and things of that nature. So I think if you care about keeping your family healthy and keeping your family protected, I think getting the vaccine update is a great way to help do that.
Yeah, and now you sit here, John Legend, a father of four.
Yes, a father of four, just like my dad.
Oh, your dad had 4 kids?
Yes.
Okay. How does that sit with you?
I'm so enjoying it, you know, our kids.
It doesn't seem like a lot of children.
It's a lot, but it's a lot more joy and more love, too. It's just a lot of energy in the house, and we're enjoying it.
Are you at that stage now in your life where you see your father more in the mirror when you look in the mirror?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I look like my dad's side of the family, too, and I have a lot of his demeanor, and I catch myself saying things that he would say. I'm definitely my dad's son.
So what's the biggest adjustment as the family grows?
Well,
your biggest adjustment?
I think the biggest adjustment for the kids, the older kids, was getting used to having babies around because I think they were used to being the babies. And so they had to get used to that. And I think as parents, we had to navigate that with them. And I think that was probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah. But you guys have been on such a journey. We all mourned with you when Chrissy had the miscarriage and you lost baby Jack. And then you tried to have another one.
Yes.
And then Chrissy got pregnant. And then you also did a surrogacy, too.
Yeah.
You didn't plan it that way.
Well, we didn't know if it was going to work with Chrissy again because of the experience we had with Jack. And so we were basically kind of trying to go down 2 tracks and see if at least one of them worked. And so we had a surrogate and we had Chrissy. And we actually were going to hopefully have them around the same time. But actually, the IVF procedure didn't work the first time with the surrogate. So the surrogate ended up being 5 months later than Chrissy. So we have this kind of odd circumstance of a kid that was born in January and a kid that was born in June. But it's just more love and more energy in the house.
Yeah. Did you have a good experience with surrogacy? I know so many people
were
trying and looking.
We did. We had
a
wonderful surrogate. She's become part of the family. We kind of welcomed her into the family. And some parents don't want to do that with their surrogates, but we felt like we wanted to welcome this person into our family because they were doing something so gracious and loving for us, and we wanted to show them a lot of love, too.
You know, you have been through so much as you have grown your family, and unfortunately, there's other people that might identify with your story.
Sure.
What advice would you give people that might be dealing with some of the similar things that you and your family went through?
You know, we found a lot of healing through sharing it, honestly, and talking about it, because you find out that there are a lot more people.
Alone.
Yeah, there are a lot more people going through it than you would think, and a lot of people have felt some shame around it, and I think us kind of demystifying it and talking about it has helped people feel less shame and feel like, you know, they're not the only ones going through this. Because it's very common. It's more common than you think. And us talking about it has exposed us to a lot more stories of people going through it.
Yeah, it's important. You know, another thing people are going through, this institution called marriage.
Yes.
10 years for you and Chrissy.
10 years. We just celebrated our anniversary.
You renewed. You went back to Italy where you were married.
Yeah, so we didn't actually renew our vows. We didn't actually have a vow renewal ceremony, but we just had
the media was wrong?
Well, you know, we had an anniversary celebration and we gave each other speeches. So
I like that.
In place of a vow renewal ceremony, we just got up and spoke to each other authentically and you know.
It's like intimate.
And emotionally, yeah, it was beautiful. We had our family there and some friends, and we went back to where we got married at Lake Como.
I'm so curious, because I'm sure you gave a speech at your wedding 10 years ago.
Sure.
So 10 years later, renew, not renew, you give another speech. How was it different, those 10 years?
Oh, one, the difference of having kids is really major, because Chrissy started crying when we pulled up to the wedding, and the kids had just gotten there before us in a separate vehicle. And them being there to greet us, it was very different than us not having kids.
Yeah.
And so that feeling of celebrating it with our kids, able to see it there and celebrate our love with us and see the product of our love right there in front of us, it was pretty powerful. And I think just years of experience together, you go through all the ups and downs together, all the tragedy, the triumph, all the joy, everything we've been through together. It makes the anniversary, I think, even more beautiful and more meaningful than the wedding itself. And I sang a song from my last album, a song called I Don't Love You Like I Used To.
Yes.
And that song is about the idea that you grow together and whatever love you felt for someone at the beginning, it evolves and it's tested and it's fortified through all those tests. And I really believe that's what's happened to us. And we're stronger and more in love than ever, but it's a different kind of love than it is when you first meet and when you first get together.
That's
awesome.
a beautiful
Guys,
answer. Is that not a beautiful answer?
That's
Wow.
what he does because he's John Legend. We're so cheering you on. We love you and Chrissy
right.
together. The other couple people are talking about are Will and Jada. Is there anything you want to share with the class?
I have nothing to share.
Do you want us to go to
I
break?
believe they've shared all that needs to be shared, and then some.
I mean, after all, they're just ordinary people.
We all are.
We appreciate it. You're right about that.